Hey everybody, John Henderson Pierre back again, another beer ramble. Today we're looking at Ghost Train Craft Lager, 4.6 ABV. This is from the Ghost Train Brewery here in Birmingham, Alabama. One of many beers brewed here in the state, but I think this is the third, maybe fourth brewery in that area. You have Avondale, Good People, this, and I think there's another one also in Birmingham. It escapes me right now, but 4.6. This is one of three beers that the beer company puts out. You have an Indian Pale Lager, and they have a sour, and then of course there's this beer. So 4.6, not bad, which is most lagers are between 4.5 to 4.9, maybe 5%. That's usually what most lagers tend to be the ABV as. So if you want to go extra strong lagers or extra strong beers, sometimes it's over 5.6 or and upwards. So super cold, and this was where I had this, was super cold. Boil date is about correct. This date is beer going 18th of, so in the 18th, yes, 232/18, so I don't know, 232/18 means it's not to the 32nd or the 30th, but you know, so reading this. Ghost Train is a crisp take on the classic American lager, lightly hopped with a traditional German hops, full of the kind of glory you expect from a beer made by people who love the craft deep down in their bones. So definitely is a bit hop. No, not hoppy, but there's definitely some hops in this. Definitely fragrant. Definitely some aromas in this. It's really so. There's a little sense of citrus in this. I'm getting maybe a grapefruit, maybe a lemon scent, but so down the hatch. Definitely a citrus. Definitely getting that citrus feel to this beer. Clean. It's not on the line of an IPA, but it's really refreshing. A lot of these craft breweries, I mean, they've been doing, you know, a lot of these styles. They've kind of, you know, the boom of the craft beer industry, I would say, really started. I mean, they've been around forever, going back to the 60s, but, you know, really maybe reinventing itself, I would say, maybe in the 90s, and where the slew of these breweries just started popping up out of nowhere, from Goose Island, from Blue Point, from this brewery, that brewery. You know, of course, you have the original in, you know, Sierra Nevada, out in California, of course, Anchor, Steam, many others have been around, have really kind of want beer to taste like beer, not the watery down stuff that many of the craft breweries feel that Anheuser-Busch, Coors, and Miller were putting out. So, but and they've I mean, they put a dent in some of the sales of some of the of the big breweries, and you know what the people want and what they enjoy. Um, but lately, and again, they've always done lagers. But over the years, I've always seen more emphasis on these stronger, whether it be stouts, porters, IPAs, more of the amber ales, more Vienna style lagers. You know, they've really kind of put emphasis on that. I mean, they've done these style of lagers, but more emphasis was on those style of beers, and of course, India Pale Ales, Indian Pale Lagers, and the such. And that was really their view and their bread and butter, and Pilsner styles. But more so, we've seen them going, and of course, they've veered off to doing a lot of these fruit flavored, veggie style type things over the years. And it has been successful for them. Some not so much. And but now we're seeing over the last few, probably really now we've seen it. Maybe the last 3-4 years they've gone really heavy on going back to, hey, listen, let's just 3-4 years, I would say. Let's go back to doing things that are very simple and very just to the point, and you know, back to doing what it should be made of. Let's go back to doing the basics. Let's not go creative. You know, we're still going to do this, but let's go back to the basics. Let's do some good, solid craft lagers. So good, solid lagers that they can stand alone up against the Budweisers and the Millers and the Coors of the world. And some have been successful. I know the Solid Gold Lager by Solid Gold by Founders has been very successful. And I remember telling the guys that I'd rather have Solid Gold Lager over Budweiser on any given day. Also, I would probably, and I know some of the local breweries in PA have done a lot more style lagers now. Craft, you know, more of the line of the buds, and it's not watered down, but very more flavorful, more full-bodied. Same could be said. I know good Straight to Ale has also done one as well. Fairhope has done one as well, where we're going back to, we're going to still do these things, but we're going to get away from doing these creative things. We're going to go back to the basics. Lagers, IPAs, porters, things that we all commonly drink and we buy at the store. On a hot day, we all want a lager. On a hot, warm day, on the day we get off work, you know, the last thing we want to think about, hey, I'm going to get ready to go kick back on an IPA. You know, at the end of the day, most times we will choose an adjunct lager to kick back and have a few and enjoy than, say, your porter or your stout or whatever that beer you prefer, sour. Lagers are often the ones that we tend to more gravitate towards. I do, whether it be from the cheap stuff that you know, the lighter lagers, whatever, cheap stuff, to the you know, top line things, that top of line stuff, whether it be traditional lager, Yingling, or maybe Fat Tire, Amber Ale. You know, it's not a lager, but you know what I mean. Or you know, or a Euro lager like a Heineken, or maybe Peroni or Pilsner or Urquell, or Stella Artois. You know, that's what we'll tend to more we'll get than some of the others. And also another good thing was also help a lot of these craft breweries right now has been social media. I think within the last 10 years, social media has really helped a lot of these craft breweries. And I think and not just, but all brands, whether it be, you know, wines from Colorasi, you know, Barefoot, to hard spirits, you know, like Smirnoff, whatever. Social media, from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Google Plus. Who uses Google Plus? I do, sorry. Um, the What's Up app, you know, you name it. They've all have used social media as a great way to really promote their brands and promote their beers. And that's been something that has really helped out. And I think it's helped out Ghost Train as well since they started out. So I think this is a fine lager. I think this is a very enjoyable lager. Nothing off about it. This is quite good. Again, they're pretty much everywhere in the state of Alabama right now. And again, if you know, watch my videos. Beers are being made here from Fairhope to Good People, straight to ale, Haint Blue, Serta, Back 40, as mentioned, Avondale, Yellowhammer. I mean, we're putting out some good stuff that people are noticing. Those outside of the state, you know, now those who are maybe transplanters from maybe up north or the Midwest, or else who moved down here and realized, hey, you know, Alabama got some pretty good beers they're making here, you know. And even those that have been living in the state forever say, hey, you know, I guess I don't have to. I mean, I could stop buying the Keystones and the PBRs of the world, you know, and try some of this stuff. And of course, our neighbors in neighboring states, you know, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and those again outside saying, hey, you know, there's some not bad stuff in that state of Alabama, you know, sweet home Alabama. But anyway, that's my score. I'm going to give the score a B for this one. Good, not a great, but good lager. So that's my score for Ghost Train Craft Lager. B for me. John St. Pierre, the beer. I'm just going to keep on watching as always. Cheers. Craft Lager. Ghost Train.